With boards like the Flagship, the Mind Expander, the Hovercraft, and the Project X, Jones has been one of the top choices of riders looking for the best all-mountain snowboards. But when you're looking for the perfect board, it can be hard to sort through these options. So in this video, we'll be comparing the best all-mountain snowboards from Jones to help you find the right ride. What's up? I'm Shane Serrano, coming to you from Radio Board Shop in Aspen, Colorado. And today we're comparing the Mind Expander, the Hovercraft 2.0, the Stratos, the Flagship, and the Project X. While we'll be comparing the differences in each of these models, any will work great if you need one board to get things done, and each is designed for all mountain riding. And though they're meant to be taken anywhere in the backcountry or on the resort, these are not the boards you want to be riding the park all day with. All of these boards have a directional shape, which gives you a longer nose than tail to help in powder conditions, while setting you up for the best turning capabilities. These boards are also designed with the 3.0 3D contouring base, which gives you a slight spoon-shaped curvature to the nose and tail to create better float. You'll also be riding Jones's traction tech in any of these boards, which creates 3 slight bumps down the edge of the board for added grip. Jones boards are created with their Forever Flex process to remove the break-in period and give you a more consistent flex through the lifetime of the board. Additionally, all snowboards from Jones come with a factory tune and Wend natural wax treatment. An important note to keep in mind is that all of these boards, aside from the Project X, are designed to be ridden by both men and women, as the Mind Expander and Hovercraft 2.0 come in smaller sizes, and the Flagship and Stratos come in both a specific men and women's model. You can help support local snowboarding by finding any of these boards available for purchase at radioboardshop.com. Now let's get into what makes each board special, starting with the Mind Expander. This board is a part of Jones's Surf series, which is made in collaboration with the renowned surf shaper Chris Christensen. Combining this profile and overall shape creates more of a glide in the ride in an attempt to create a feeling most similar to surfing. Because of this, you'll get a rocker shape in the nose that is based directly off the rocker from Christensen's surfboards. When this board first hit the market, it was made with a flat camber profile, but with the addition of the camber, you'll get a little more stability in addition to stiffening the board up. That makes this board not the best choice for beginners as it once was, but it's a fun ride for intermediate and advanced level riders. You'll find the flex of this board is somewhere in between medium and stiff, which means it'll handle higher speeds with no problem. This board has a considerable amount of taper with a nose that is 20 millimeters wider than the tail. This helps the board float great in powder with such a wide nose, and it also helps to initiate carving. And with a somewhat tight side cut, which is 6.9 meters on the 154, you'll never want to stop carving this board. You've got a decently wide waist with a 256 millimeter measurement on the 154, which allows you to ride this board shorter if you wish. The carve pack gives you more stance options towards the middle of the board, so you can really play with your stance. On the inside, you'll have a triple density bamboo core strategically interwoven with Paulownia wood stringers. Flax and basalt stringers run from the front foot to the nose to add response and dampening to the overall ride. The Mind Expander comes in sizes 142, 146, 150, 154, 158, 162, 166, and retails at $569.95. On the bottom, you'll have a sintered 8,000 base made from ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene to give you a durable, fast ride. We'll see the same base on the Hovercraft 2.0. While the Mind Expander has more of a unique ride, being surf-inspired, the Hovercraft moves slightly more towards the traditional board. The first thing you'll notice on this bad boy is the tail. This has a cut like a swallowtail to let the back sink in deeper snow, but releases the shape from the contact points like a typical tail. This means it'll feel more like a normal tail when carving on hardpack. On the base, you'll find dual speed channels to allow for a quicker release of snow out the rear. You'll feel this more in higher friction snow, such as in warmer or wetter conditions. This is going to be a great choice for any intermediate level rider and up to take out on the mountain, as it offers a medium flex in a board that wants to bomb around wherever. You've got a fairly long side cut here with a 9-meter radius on the 156, which also has a waist width of 263 millimeters. Mixing these two factors with a 17 millimeter taper, you'll be able to get into a carve easily, tip it high on edge, and rip it down the mountain without it wanting to finish a tight turn. Getting down to the guts, you'll have a poplar plus Paulownia wood core combined with stringers made from reclaimed snowboards. This is something special you'll find to the Hovercraft 2.0, and it works by taking cuts from 6 used snowboards, which run down the nose of the core. This helps to stiffen the nose and reduce chatter. The Hovercraft 2.0 comes in sizes 144, 148, 152, 156, 160, 164, and retails for $599.95. Stepping up in a level of aggression brings us to the Stratos. Here you'll have the same directional camber shape as in the Hovercraft, but with a longer section of rocker in the tail. Now, the Stratos is meant for that daily driver of a board, but also for the boarder who's riding everywhere in a freestyle spirit. You've got a pretty standard waist here, measuring 254 millimeters on the 156, in addition to a 7.2 meter side cut and 10 millimeters of taper. With a stiffer flex, this board will be able to handle any type of riding. And compared to the specs on the other boards, you'll be able to trick easier with this guy if you wish. Otherwise, it's a fun ripping board to take all over the mountain. Angled basalt stringers, which run from the front foot to the contact points of the nose, direct energy for a more responsive ride. You'll have an upgraded dual density core compared to the other two boards we mentioned, consisting of premium cuts of paulownia wood combined with poplar stringers. On this and the rest of the boards I'll be covering, you'll have the option to move the stance further towards the tail of the board with the float pack. The Stratos comes in sizes ranging from 149 all the way up to 164 wide, with the women's model coming in sizes ranging from 143 to 155. Both models retail for $629.95. On both the Stratos and the Flagship, you'll be riding on a sintered 9900 base for better wax absorption and a faster ride. You'll see the Stratos and the Flagship are the two most similar boards in this line, but here's the main differences. Starting off, the Flagship will have a longer section of rocker in the nose, which starts just past the furthest insert. Of course, this will help with float and steering in powder, and another reason the Stratos is a better choice for someone who might be spinning more often. The highlighted stringers from the Stratos are mirrored in the rear of the Flagship to add for more overall response and chatter disruption. Where the Stratos was made with a biax dual labor fiberglass, which means the fibers are woven perpendicularly, the Flagship has a triax fiberglass laminate to increase response and stability while also making the board more aggressive. You'll now see a new composite wood veneer top sheet on the Flagship, which is engineered to add more dampening to the ride. Furthermore, you've got a triple density power core, which uses bamboo stringers and paulownia wood for added snap. The Flagship has a tried and true shape with a side cut of 8.5 meters, a waist width of 249 millimeters, and 12 millimeters of taper on the 158. The Flagship ranges in sizes starting at 151 all the way up to a 172, with the women's model ranging in sizes from 146 to 155. Both sit on the shelf at $699.95. And now for the premium dreamliner of a board, we have the Project X, Jones's lightest weight, top of the line snowboard. And at $1,700, this board is no joke. It is built off the basis of the Stratos and shares the same shape and specs. What's different is its construction and therefore its weight. In the guts of this board, you'll have a fusion core combined with carbon fiber, triax fiberglass, carbon stringers, and Koroyd. All of these create a highly responsive, lightweight, snappy, all-mountain destroyer of a snowboard. If Koroyd sounds familiar, it's because helmet manufacturers have been using it for its lightweight properties that crushes and takes the brunt of an impact. In a snowboard, it helps to reduce riding vibrations while keeping the overall weight down. Koroyd is placed in the nose of the Project X for the benefit of these properties. Surprisingly, the Project X feels slightly softer than the standard Stratos. So you don't have to worry about the carbon build in this board, making it an over twitchy board that is prone to getting kicked and bucked all over the mountain. Additionally, you'll have an Ultra base. Jones's base designed for higher wax absorption, better glide in a wider variety of snow conditions, and overall faster speed. The Project X only comes in sizes 156 and 159. Now to recap, let's break down exactly who each board is for. The Mind Expander is going to be the surf-inspired ride for the rider who likes to go all over the mountain in all conditions, changing their speed between slow cruising and bombing a little faster, with a snowboard that has a fun and unique shape. The Hovercraft 2.0 is going to be a board that is a great introduction into freeride snowboards. The approachable ride is great for the intermediate and advanced level riders, which will want to be bombing across the mountain with its elongated side cut. The Stratos is a bomber of a board for the person who's riding everywhere, or for the rider who likes to be tricking across the mountain and has maybe moved on from their park rat days. It still rips powder great and is meant to ride everywhere, including railing turns and testing your speed limit. Similar to the Stratos, the Flagship provides for even better float and steering in deep snow and is made to ride anywhere, every day. This board has the most energy and will give the most response without being too much. That is, of course, aside from the Project X. Again, this is the ultralight, super premium build out of the Stratos shape. This board is for that person who is either already in love with the Stratos and wants the next step, or the rider who wants the complete, best built Jones snowboard they can get. If the Project X seems up your alley, but just over the line for an unattainable purchase, I'd suggest checking out the Capita Megadeth. You can find out all about it right here, and you'll see it's one of the best deals in the category of premium snowboards. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you somewhere on the mountain. Peace.